2003 through 2012 Chevy Colorado and GMC Canyon with the 2.9 liter engine water pump replacement. I'm Brian Esser from How To Automotive, and I'm going to walk you through the steps of replacing that. Okay, to get started, what we're going to do is put a coolant bucket underneath the car. We're going to drain the coolant out of it, and I'm going to get started by removing the hose clamp here by squeezing it, and then I'm just going to tuck it out of the way. After removing the upper hose and tucking it out of the way, we're going to remove the fan shroud here. And the way that I do that is you're going to need a flat blade screwdriver like this, and you're going to pop these little clips, and they're going to go flying on you, so be careful or be prepared to catch them. So you just put it in between the clip and give it a little twist, and they'll pop off. So you're going to follow the fan shroud around and pop all these little clips off and carefully set them aside. So there's going to be 4 of these clips on the passenger side in total, and then on the opposite side, on the driver's side here, there's going to be 3 more additional clips that you'll pop off. We're going to take this AC manifold hose here and pop it out of the little holder here. So you just spread the little tabs open and then just kind of push the hose back out of your way. Then on the opposite side, or the driver's side, the AC line is mounted right here. We need to pop this little clip open, and I'm just going to use a little flat blade screwdriver, put it in between the little catch here, and give it a little twist, and it'll pop open. So once you get that open, the next step is there's going to be a couple catches that we need to pop free. So they're going to be the first one is going to be right here on the passenger side. Then the next one will be over here just underneath this AC line. And the way we're going to do that is use a flat blade screwdriver like this, put it in between the little catch and give it a little twist and pull the fan shroud upward. So I did one side at a time. Once you get it popped up, then what I like to do is push it in towards the motor so it doesn't pop back into the little catch. Then we'll move over to the driver's side here, and we'll do the same thing. We'll take the screwdriver and put it in between the little catch, give it a little twist and pull upwards, and then we'll push it towards the motor. Once you get both sides popped up, you're going to push it towards the passenger side just a little bit to clear the AC line. And then you can pull, once you clear the AC line, then you can pull the whole fan shroud up and work it out of the vehicle. As you're coming out, you'll need to push it in towards the motor to clear the radiator neck and pull it out. Next, there's going to be this inner ring that ties the top and bottom fan shroud together. We need to just twist it, and then it'll pop out of its little catch. And then you kind of just work it out like this, and you'll set this aside for now. Next, we need to remove the fan clutch here. And to do that, you're going to need a special tool, a fan clutch tool. So you're going to need a 36mm fan clutch wrench like this, or just a regular 36mm wrench. And then this is a holding tool, so this little hook hooks around it. I'll show you how to use it in just a second. I will link up both of these tools in the description of the video. That way, if you guys need to pick these up, you can find them there. So we're going to slide the tool down like this, and it's going to hook around the ear is going to hook around one of the bolts and wedge against the another. So when you get it down there, it's going to look like this. So one ear is going to hook around the bolt, and then the straight edge is going to lay against the other bolt, and then you can push the this wrench clockwise, and then we're going to put the 36mm wrench on the fan clutch here, and you'll rotate that counterclockwise, and that'll crack the fan clutch free, and then you'll spin it off. I had already loosened this up off camera. It's going to take a little bit of effort. It won't break free that easily. Now that you got it cracked free, you're just going to spin it off counterclockwise until it comes completely off. Once you got the fan clutch off, the next step is to remove the serpentine belt. So you're going to need a 3/8 drive ratchet. You're going to put it into the little slot here on the tensioner, and then you're going to rotate it clockwise, and that'll release the tension. Then you can slip the belt off. Now we're going to remove the 4 bolts from the pulley here, and what you can use is you can use the fan clutch tool here to hold it in place while you crack one of the bolts free, and then you can rotate it around. Or you can use an air ratchet. But what I'm going to actually use is my 3/8 drive Milwaukee M18 fuel impact gun here. If you guys haven't seen this thing is incredible. So you'll just put it on the bolt, pull the trigger, and boom, the bolts rip right out. I'll leave a link for this in the description of the video. That way, if you want to check this out, this little impact gun will save you so much time and effort. So once you get all the bolts removed, go ahead and just pull the pulley off and set aside. The next step is to remove the bolts on the water pump itself. So there's going to be a total of 5 of them. So 1 here, 2, 3, 4, and then 1 down here in the bottom here, 5. So go ahead and remove all 5 of those. Once again, I'm going to use my Milwaukee M18 fuel cordless ratchet or impact gun here. Once you get all those bolts removed, you can go ahead and pull the water pump off. You want to make sure you have a bucket underneath to catch the coolant. Oh. Now we're just going to wipe this down and clean this up. Any debris or whatever. So now you can take your new replacement water pump, install the gasket onto the pump itself. I will link up all the parts and the tools that I use in the description of the video. That way, if you need to pick up any of this. So the portion of the 2 back-to-back holes kind of goes in like this. So I'm not going to use any silicone or anything like that. I'm just going to put it in, and I'm going to start the 5 bolts and run it into it snug. So now that they're run into their snug, I'm just going to take a 1/4-inch ratchet here and tighten these up by hand. Do it by feel, and you just do them in a crisscross pattern so that way everything goes on nice and flat, like a star pattern. And you just feel that you don't need to make this too tight. You want to feel that gasket crush down a little bit. That's about it. So now we're ready to put the pulley on. Before we do, I like to take a little bit of blue Permatex thread locker and put it on the bolts. This little glue to help prevent it from backing back off. I'll link this up in the description also. Slid it on and started the bolts. I'm just going to run it in my impact gun here. I need 2 hands, so I gotta hold this, but anyways, I'm gonna run it in and hit this a few times with the impact gun, not over tightening. If you guys don't have this, you can use the, you can hold it and use your wrenches or whatever you guys are using to tighten these 2 bolts up. So I'm gonna install a new belt next. I printed out a diagram of how the belt routed in case you lost track of that when you were doing the job. So we're gonna go ahead and slip the belt on and route it the way this is. Now I'm going to torque my tensioner clockwise, and I'm going to slip it over the alternator last. Okay, now that the belt is on, the next step is to put the ring portion of the fan shroud in. So the way this is going to work is this little groove right here. It's going to tuck underneath right here, and this little groove right here is going to slide down and catch in here. So I'll show you how you do that. So you put it back in there, and you'll line it up like this, where it's in the groove like that. And basically, you rotate it till it's level over here, and then you rotate it around until it clicks into position. So it's going to look like that, and on this side it's going to be sticking up a little bit like this. So the next step is we're going to take the fan clutch itself, and we're going to put it onto the port here and spin it on until it's snug. And then once it's spun on and snug, then we'll use our fan clutch tool to tighten it. So as you're spinning it on, you may notice that the ring is coming in contact, but that's okay. We're going to push it back and out of our way like this, and then it won't make contact anymore. So go ahead and spin it on until it's snug, and then you can go ahead and put the wrench on, and then you're going to put the holding tool is going to look like this, and then you're going to hook it on here, and you're going to pry left with the holding tool and clockwise with the wrench to tighten it up. Now we're going to take the top half of the fan shroud here and put it back in, And when we do, what we're trying to do is line up all these little grooves here and these little grooves here. So they're going to line up with the grooves here and the grooves here on the bottom here. So you're going to make sure that's all lined up. So you'll slide it in there, you'll flex the hose out of your way and kind of work it in there until and then line it all up. So I put it in there and I had to move it over towards the passenger side just a little bit and hook it under and then slide it back over. Now that this portion has cleared the AC line, now I'm just gonna see how it has the tabs and everything's floating above. Now you have to reach down here and pull it into position. And once you get everything lined up, then you push it down and lock it into place. And you'll do that kind of over here at the same time. So you'll put that in position and then you'll push it down and lock it into place. Okay, you'll know you'll get it when everything is flush here, and you also have to look inside the fan shroud and you can maneuver the fan and make sure and put your fingers in and feel it that it's in the groove. And also once you get it secure, you also want to spin the fan blade, make sure it's not making contact with anything on the fan shroud. And then you can start putting the clips back on. So I already put this clip back on to kind of hold it back together. But you just line up the tabs like this. You just hook it under, pop it on, just like that. So you'll put all the clips back on both sides, and you'll know it's also flush when the outer half of it butts up against it, nice and flush. Once you get the clips back on, then you can go ahead and start the clamp here, and you go ahead and tuck the hose back inside the little clamp here, like so. Mine actually popped out. So make sure that's re-secured there. Okay, now that the fan shroud's back secured, all the clips are on, all the way around, everything's on, it's pushed back down. So it's pushed back down and locked into the little catches here and here, and you also want to make sure it's hooked on right here. So it's nice and secure. Fan blades aren't making contact with anything on the fan shroud. Now you can go ahead and put the upper hose back on, squeeze the clamp and put it back on. So now I'm going to use my little spill resistant funnel here, and I'm going to fill it up with Dex-cool, and recommend it 50-50 mix, and I'm going to fill the funnel up until it's full. And now that you got the bottle full, or the funnel full like this, you're going to start the vehicle and run it, and then you're going to also make sure the overflow bottle is filled up with coolant on the side. Now we're going to run it until the thermostat opens up. One of the best ways and safest ways to check the thermostat is with an infrared gun like this. So you'll measure the temperature on the lower hose here, and as the thermostat opens up, the temperature will rise about 30 to 40 degrees on your infrared gun, and you'll know the thermostat has opened. And then the coolant level may drop, so you'll top off the coolant level again. And this whole process takes about 10 or 15 minutes of running to get the thermostat to open up and the coolant level to drop, and then you re-top it off. Then you can go ahead and remove your bottle and reinstall your radiator cap, and that'll complete the job of replacing the water pump on a 2003 through 2012 Chevy Colorado / GMC Canyon with a 2.9 liter engine. I'm Brian Esser from How To Automotive. I'd like to thank you guys for watching my videos. Encourage you to subscribe. Invite you to head over to the howtoautomotive.com website for more valuable videos like this. And also to remind you, I will link up all the parts and tools in the description of the video. That way, if you need to pick any of that up, you can find it there. Thank you again for watching.